welcome back. My name's Ruth and my little dog is called Pucky. You may hear him panting and snacking in the background today. Once again, it is super hot, so I have switched off my aircon and my fan in order to record this video. And so I also must remember to try not to ramble too much. We'll see how that goes. I love a good ramble. Okay, so in this video, I thought that it would be really cool to do a little bit of a comparison between our brand new, beautiful Friends Canal House Boat and also some of the other Friends boats that we have had over the years. This won't be comparing them to all the boats, like speedboats and the rafts and the new sailboat, but like the more chunky, substantial boats that we have had through the Friends line. This video idea basically came about because when I was building the houseboat on one of my live streams, a few people in the chat were sort of like, I wonder if it's bigger or smaller than the Dolphin Cruiser, or I wonder if it's bigger or smaller than the party boat. So we had a little bit of a chat trying to work out those details. He's drinking again and snacking again. So during that live stream, we did have a little bit of a chat around whether or not we thought that the houseboat was bigger or smaller than the Dolphin Cruiser or the Marine Rescue Boat or the Party Boat. So because I do have all of these Friends boats in my collection, I thought that it would be a really cool and quick video idea. So before I start rambling too much, let's go and check out a comparison of the houseboat compared to the other Friends boats that I have. Okay, so here we have the Friends houseboat, fully built as per the instructions. So let's just go through a side-by-side comparison with each of these other boats. So starting off with the party boat that we got a couple of years ago, you can actually see that they are about the same length, which is really cool. These little water spurts out the back do add a little bit of extra length. Obviously the height is about similar, except for it is raised up a little bit at the front for the party boat as well. Interestingly, when we compare these boats, the party boat is a lot narrower. Obviously the water slide does add a little bit of width. So the party boat is about 12 studs, whereas the houseboat is around about 16. Okay, let's take a look at our next boat. So as far as I'm concerned, I would say that the Marine Rescue Boat is probably one of the larger boats that we have received in the Friends line, and you can see that it is a lot longer compared to the houseboat, which is to be expected. You can also see that particularly with this section here in the Marine Rescue Boat is that that does actually come up quite a bit taller than the top of the houseboat as well. So I would say that the widths of both these boats are around about the same. The Marine Rescue Boat is also about the 16 studs wide too. Okay, let's move on and have a look at the houseboat next to the Dolphin Cruiser. So the Dolphin Cruiser was the first boat that we were actually able to get as part of the Friends wave, and I would say that the Dolphin Cruiser is very comparable to the houseboat. Obviously the Dolphin Cruiser does have a few little bits that do stick out of the back compared to the houseboat, but they are roughly the same length. And of course when we rotate the boats we can actually see that they are very comparable in width as well. So let's move on to our next comparison. So for this comparison, I did get out the Sunshine Catamaran, which obviously is a very different style of boat compared to the houseboat and the previous other three as well. But I wanted to include it in here just for those of you who might only have the Catamaran and none of the others. So you can actually see that the Catamaran is quite a bit shorter than the houseboat, probably once again by 4 to 6 studs. but the height is actually fairly similar between the two boats when we sort of look across here as well. So that's a really nice judgment. Obviously this sail does add a lot of height in the same way that the string lights, the solar panel and the tree does add a little bit of extra height to the houseboat as well. When we turn these two boats around, obviously this is where the biggest difference is going to come from, because the Catamaran is actually the widest boat that I do have in my collection, which is about 24 studs wide. So again, a lot wider compared to the 16 studs of the houseboat. So let's move along to have a look at the final boat comparison. And for this comparison, I wanted to use the Steamboat Willie, mostly because not everyone who might be interested in getting the houseboat would have an extensive friends boat collection like myself. So I thought the Steamboat Willie might be quite a good comparison for those of you who are aware of that set or have that set and are looking to see the size difference between these two boats. So you can actually see that the houseboat is quite a bit longer. I'd probably say by about 8 studs. The height is probably fairly similar. Oops, as I'm knocking the vegetable garden around on the houseboat. Fairly similar here as well. So that's sort of quite nice if you're thinking about using the houseboat on a display shelf or something like that. So if we look at the Steamboat Willie at this sort of width here, I think that that's around about 12 studs wide. Obviously both of these little, I was going to say propellers, they're not propellers, wheel turny things on the Steamboat, water wheels, do add a little bit more width to this boat as well, but that's the 16 studs compared to the 12 stud wide if we're just looking at the boat hull. So there's all of those boat comparisons to the houseboat. So I hope that has been useful to you all. Let's take a quick look at the houseboat mini dolls, because mini dolls are awesome and I love looking at them in more detail. So here are the 4 mini dolls that we get in the houseboat set. We've got Mia, Elijah, Layla and Sebastian. We do have a new hat hairpiece for Mia, which is super exciting. Elijah does feature the new darker skin tone as well, which is absolutely fantastic. And Elijah, Layla and Sebastian are all new characters in mini doll form as well. I'm really pleased to have also gotten all 4 of the mini doll skin tones in this set as well. Let's just take a quick look at the back of these mini dolls as well. Layla does feature Belle's hairpiece, but in a slightly darker brown shade as well. So a wonderful, diverse and inclusive group of mini dolls for a really beautiful and colourful and fun houseboat build. So hopefully that little comparison has been quite useful for those of you who are interested in trying to figure out the size and the scale of the new houseboat. Let me know if it has been useful or not. As always, I really hope that you have enjoyed this video. Feel free to do all the YouTube-y things, likes, subs, shares, comments, all of that fun stuff. And until my next video or live stream, please take care of yourselves and bye-bye.